Hey everyone, Dr. Alan Rudolph is checking in with you, giving you some updates on what's going on here at the clinic over the next few days, weeks, and months. I guess the biggest thing I wanted to be brought up to everybody is that in February we're celebrating Love Your Brain Month, and one of the ways we're doing that is we're going to be helping raise some money for the North Dakota Brain Injury Network. That's part of the UND medical system, but it's a great organization that helps get resources to people that have had traumatic brain injuries. What we're doing is, normally I have a right eye evaluation. We charge $25 for that, but now we're going to be reducing that fee to $5 with all of the proceeds going to the North Dakota Brain Injury Network. But to give you a little bit more information and background on what the right eye evaluation is, basically the right eye evaluation is a device. It's a computer, basically a flat screen computer that has a camera built into it that can take up to 1,000 pictures per second of your eyes as they're going through specific movements. When we go to an optometrist, they're checking to see, well, how well can you see? But what the right eye evaluation is doing is checking to see how well do your eyes work together. There are different parts of your brain that move your eyes through different directions, and if we see that those directions and your eyes aren't able to move in those quadrants and those ways that they're coordinated like they should be, there's a really good opportunity to look at, see how well your brain is functioning and how we can help to fix it. One of the reasons I got the right eye evaluation equipment is to determine and to help people that have had traumatic brain injuries such as concussions. One of the best ways to determine whether somebody's had a concussion or not is through fast eye movements. But as a practitioner, it's very hard for me to visually look at somebody's eyes to see how well their eyes can move back and forth in targeting on different objects. But the right eye evaluation can do an awesome job of that, because it takes, again, 1,000 pictures per second of what your eyes are doing. And we can determine functionally how well and grade your eyes as far as how well they're working together. Give your exercises to work on those weak areas, and then come back and reevaluate and test to make sure that things are getting better. One of the other reasons I got the right eye evaluation is to check in to see how well kids are doing with their eye movements and in accordance with how well they can read. Unfortunately, a lot of kids that have been placed into special education programs, the problem isn't that they can't learn the information. What's happening is that their eye movements aren't coordinated together, so for them to process the information, it takes longer. The brain is trying to fill in gaps because the eyes are not coordinating their movements together. So for instance, if your eyes are supposed to track back and forth when you're reading, but if one of the eyes isn't moving together with the other one, what happens is your brain starts to ignore the information from one of the eyes, and it starts to use one particular eye, usually your dominant eye, in order to get in and gather the rest of the information. However, as it's inhibiting or it's ignoring the information here, it still needs to fill in the gaps that it can't see. And so your brain will start to hallucinate information for you to try and fill in those gaps for you, and that information isn't always the exact information that's needed. We do it every day. Basically, where your optic nerve enters into your eye, there are no rods or cones there. Essentially, we should be walking around every day with two little blank spots, two little circles that we don't see anything in as we move around through the environment. But we don't like blank spots, so especially our brain, because that makes it an unsafe environment. So your brain will hallucinate and fill in those spaces in order to make sure that you get a full visual field versus spots that are in that. Once again, your brain does that automatically for you. However, once again, as it's filling in the gaps, it might be filling it in with wrong information. Well, if you're a child trying to read and your brain is having to constantly reassemble and reset these words that it's trying to identify, it slows down their ability to read and process information, which to us as individuals looks as though they're struggling with school. It's not that they're struggling with the school information, they're struggling with the ability to process the information because their eyes aren't working like they're supposed to be. If we can identify that and retrain the eyes to work together as a team and a unit, those issues that they've been having with trying to learn in school, they go away or they get better, and then they don't have to necessarily be held back or put in those special education courses, because now their eyes are working like they're supposed to, and they can achieve what they need to achieve in order to advance through school. I think that's the majority of the information I wanted to give you on the right eyes. Remember, the entire month of February, we're doing the fundraiser. So if you've ever had the opportunity or you've wanted it to check the eyes. This is a good time to do that. If you've done it in the past, once again, it's a good time to reevaluate or retest. If you want more information on the Right Eye device itself, you can go to www.righteye.com. It's one word, RIGHTEYE.com, and you can look up more information there. Otherwise, I hope things were well for you. Keep us in mind for anything as far as aches, pains. Get back to us, and we'll help get you scheduled and get you in and get you feeling better. Once again, this is Dr. Alan Rudolph. Have a great day.